What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another podcast video. We're going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you, SNA Assassinators, need to know from the Wrestle Talk article on September 11th, 2024. And before I start this video, I want to give my condolences to the family that lost their near and dearing relative from that terrorist attack back 23 years ago. Yeah. So, but yeah, I thought I might give out the condolences on this day, like being the 23rd anniversary on that. But without any further delays, let's get started with WWE GM Ava addresses the Bloodline family appearing on NXT. WWE NXT General Manager Ava has reacted to her bloodline family members, like making a surprise appearance on Tuesday's show. With the Rascals unable to appear on this week's show, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, like of the Street Profits, instead challenged Nathan Frazier and Axiom for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Like Ford and Dawkins weren't the only main roster stars to appear on last night's show. Like with Jacob Fatu, Tonga Tongaloa, the destroying everyone in the title match. Like after working a statement, like the trio revealed that Solo Sikoa had sent them to NXT, with Tonga noting that they were on the show by orders of. Like Ava has since taken to Twitter to address the Bloodline's appearance, like revealing that she didn't know they were coming. Like noting that she would have allowed them to be on the show had they asked. Ava said, like, if y'all wanted to be on the show, you could have just told me. Ava is the daughter of The Rock, who himself is considered part of the Anoa'i and Fatu family, like like uh, Anoa'i and Fatu family bloodline after his father Peter. After his grandfather. I meant to say his grandfather, which Wrestler Talk made a ginormous mistake for putting it as his father, which is actually his mother's father. His grandfather Peter Maivia, like became blood brothers with Roman Reigns' grandfather. And it says right here, like it, and like Emu to Enutama Emitanai, like in Hawaii, like Amatami in Hawaii, which that's the grandfather of the tribal chief, the OTC, I should say, following a bloodline oath. And what are your thoughts on we just have what are your thoughts on Ava to say Ava's message to her cousins, the Tongans and Jacob Fatu, making a unexpected surprise visit to the Black and Yellow brand, like to only just to attack their SmackDown rivals, the Street Profits, and their opponents of the night, Nathan Frazier and Axton, which I said that was probably the most unnecessary thing that the bloodline has ever done, like because like it's not a good idea to make enemies for no reason. but but yeah, like, do you think that she would have allowed them anyways to show up on NXT, like if they only have just asked to be on the show, or what are your opinions on to this? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But of course she would say that because she's the family member of the bloodline. Like what if it's the new one, the old one? Like they're pretty much all cousins, like, well, at least the second generations, I guess you could say. like or Ava's case, the fourth generation, on the fact that she had a short stint of a couple of matches under her belt on NXT. But let's continue and talk about AEW news now, as one of their star undergoes shoulder replacement surgery, and AEW's Sanjay Dutt has revealed that he has had a reversed total shoulder replacement, opening up about this procedure. The AEW producer took to Twitter to reveal that he's currently recovering from shoulder surgery after undergoing a procedure last week, and and he and he wrote, after dealing with a, mer- a, a, a myriad of shoulder issues, for the better part of the last 2 decades, I started my journey to get fixed. Like last week, I underwent surgery, receiving a reverse total shoulder replacement, been extremely taxing, mentally, physically, but I'm so excited for my future. Dutt hasn't wrestled in over a year, with the AEW name last competing on the under February 5th AEW Dynamite in 2023. And it says right here, during the show, Dutt teamed with Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Satnam Singh in a losing effort against Billy Gunn, Orange Cassidy, and The Acclaim, most specifically Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. The former TNA X Division champion is currently works as the producer behind the scenes, and in the AEW landscape has changed recently, with a major feuds receiving new chapters, during the September 7th edition of All Out, view ahead, of the September 25th AEW Grand Slam specials. And then we also got Ricochet has teased a huge match for Grand Slam as well, which we're going to be talking about in just a moment. And I want to ask you, before we get into that, I want to ask, what are your thoughts onto this, this shoulder injury, and did you knew that he needed that before he even got the replacement done, and either way, I want to wish my well wishes to the former X Division champion and producer of AEW at this very, very, very tough time for the guy. And I hope that we do see him more on AEW television again, along with the team with Satnam Singh and Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. I wish I knew their faction name, to say out of respect, but I just don't know. I haven't heard them. Heard their faction name, if they have a name for their team, but let me know in the comments down below, and be serious about that, because this is one of my favorite factions in AEW. But let's move on and let's talk about Ricochet match, for AEW Grand Slam 2024. Ricochet has teased a match against AEW International Champion Will Ospreay for a special upcoming event. Ricochet AEW debut at the August 25th All in London pay-per-view. There has been a lot of speculation about the former WWE star renewing his rivalry with the Aerial Assassin. It appeared we were on track, to see this match, following all out, when Ospreay told Ricochet, in the backstage segment, to win some matches, so he can challenge for the international championship. Will Ospreay has now commented on his excitement for the AEW Grand Slam tapings on September 25th in Arthur Ashe Stadium, and yeah, he said, and this is what he had to say on the matter. I cannot tell you how happy I am to get to perform at Arthur Ashe Stadium. First time, I saw Kenny and Danielson in that ring, I just knew I wanted to be in. Teasing an encounter with Osprey in a New York, in an encounter with Osprey in New York, Ricochet replied, "See you there, little bro." AEW Dynamite Grand Slam will take place on September 25th at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Collision Grand Slam will also be taped on the same night, but will air on September 28th, which that will be on the Saturday after Dynamite Grand Slam and when they originally taped the show. But anyways, Ricochet's next AEW match has been confirmed, which you can read more about, which we're going to get into. But what is your thoughts onto this match could potentially be at AEW Grand Slam at the end of the month? Do you think that will happen? And do you think that we could see them having their renewed feud start on that particular event on Dynamite? In New York? Let me know in the comment section right down below. Or do you want to see this match? I mean, see the first match encounter in AEW be like at Wrestle Dreams or even Full Gear. That either way, like I said, let me know in the comments down below. But let's continue to talk about Ricochet's next AEW opponent has finally now been confirmed on his way to hunting for Will Ospreay's AEW International Championship following his confrontation with the Aerial Assassin at All Out. Ricochet's next AEW opponent has been confirmed for Dynamite at AEW All In London. Former WWE Intercontinental Champion Ricochet made his debut in the casino match, in the casino gauntlet match. Let me rephrase that. Despite coming up short at that match, the former WWE star went on to pick up a win over Kyle Fletcher on the August 28th episode of AEW Dynamite. Then at AEW All Out, the international champion Will Ospreay called out Ricochet with the two getting into a confrontation backstage. On September 10th, AEW CEO Tony Khan took to social media to announce that Ricochet will face former three-time TNT champion and current ROH Tag Team Champion Sammy Guevara on tonight's September 11th edition of Dynamite. He wrote, tomorrow, he wrote yesterday, tomorrow, September 11th, Lexington, Kentucky, Wednesday night Dynamite, live on TBS, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, Sammy Guevara versus Ricochet, two of pro wrestling's top high flyers. AEW's two most high flying stars will fight one-on-one when Red Hot Sammy Guevara returns to Wednesday night. Returns to Wednesday night Dynamite. Let me phrase that to face the sensational Ricochet tomorrow. Also announced for tonight's show, we also got John Moxley will speak live for the first time after returning after turning on the AEW World Champion and former BPCC teammate, Bryan Danielson at All Out. Meanwhile, there'll be the first ever tag team casino gauntlet to determine who will like who will face the Young Bucks like for the AEW World Tag Team Championships at Grand Slam. And it's like NXT with their debut show on the CW. Like they're trying to make it like a weekly episodic version of a pay per view. Like it, like or make it like yeah, I should say yeah. That's why. Yeah, but let me know down in the comment section right down below what's your reaction on onto this. I guess you say somewhat of a dream match with the Spanish God taking on the one and only. And who thinks they'll win that match if it's not kind of predictable already? But let's move on to the next slide. We got next up, we got real reason for WWE stars summer long absent has been revealed now. Following her recent Monday Night Raw return, like WWE star Natalia has explained her summer long absent, like from the company, like on the September 9th edition of WWE Raw, like former multi-time WWE Women's Champion, Natalia made her return to the company, and a Hart family member made her return in Calgary to team with Zelina Vega and Lyra Valkyria to defeat Pure Fusion Collective in a 6 women tag team action. this This marked Natalia's first match back on WWE TV since the June 4th episode of NXT. Appearing on Growing Up Von Erich's, Natalia commented on her return and explained her absence from the company. Like she said, yesterday, Monday Night Raw, I made my return back to the ring. I took the summer off. I was working on a couple of projects. We were back in Calgary, and that's where my family started it. Started it. It like was or started it. Started it. Started. It was. Let's start. Started. It was. So cool to make my re-debut in WWE back in Calgary. My whole family was there. Bret Hart was on Raw. I was able to win my match for my team. It was cool. It's always nice to be back home. Natalia noted that she took time off for her mental health as well. And WWE was understanding for her stepping away for a bit. The former SmackDown Women's Champion also had a brief backstage segment with her uncle and WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart, after her return win. And what are your thoughts on Natalia being absent for the last 3 months? And are you happy that she's back? And do and what and yeah, and I'm glad that she's doing physically and mentally good. And she yeah, I'm trying to say, I'm glad she's feeling physically and mentally great, and I hope that we won't be seeing her being absent anytime soon again. But let me know in the comment section right down below if this is the right time to put her back in the main event division, or maybe it's a little bit too soon. Maybe it is on the fact that she's probably continuing to feud with the Pure Fusion Collective, along with her new allies, Zelina Vega and Lyra Valkyria, to be the exact. But yeah, we're just gonna probably have to wait and see. and if Liv Morgan is going to remain as women's world champion, because it's still a 50-50 chance that it could be either way. Like at this time, at least, like with Rhea Ripley could walk out of Bad Blood as the women's world champion, get her title back and become a two-time champion on that note. Well, she's a multi-time champion in WWE, but most exactly the women's world championship. That perspective is like about two times, but since she's like a Raw Women's Champion, NXT and NXT UK Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, turned to the Women's World, she's like about like she'll be like a five-time Women's Champion overall. But in the Women's World Championship, just for that in particular, that's two times. But yeah, either way, yeah, it seemed like she's gonna be winning. But at the same time, like I wouldn't doubt that Liv Morgan could win. Like, but I'm not sure who I should predict. It depends, like who's exactly going to walk out of there as the women's world champion. Like, but we're gonna have to see some clues on the go home show at the end of September. But until then, we're just gonna have to keep speculating on what could potentially happen. But anyways, Natalia noted that. Oh no, what I'm talking about. I already read this. Okay, I need to move on to the next slide before I make another error mistake again. But let's get into that next wrestling news, which is, I believe, another WWE one, but it's about their former star of the company, and that is the animal himself, Batista, like reveals how he helped top WWE star get Hollywood role. And yeah, the former world champion Dave Batista has revealed how he helped to get WWE's Drew McIntyre a role in an upcoming movie. Batista's next movie role, we'll see him star as the lead character in the Killer's Game in this movie. Like Batista will play a veteran hitman, like who have evaded who has evaded other assassins, after originally calling a hit on himself, like following to terminal illness, illness diagnosis, like which turns out to be incorrect. Like Batista won't be the only face WWE fans will recognize, in this film, like with Drew McIntyre, like making his Hollywood debut in Killer's Game. Like while speaking to Chris Van Vliet, Batista revealed that he recommended McIntyre to the director, like when he was told they needed a large man, with a Scottish accent, like for a role. Batista said, I was having a conversation with the director J.J. Perry, like, and he said, I need a great big guy who's also into intimidate intimidating intimidating to you, a guy who'd be bigger than you, and I also need him to be also able to put off a Scottish accent. Do you know anybody? I was like, man, I've got the perfect guy. I immediately thought of Drew. I love Drew. I've always gotten along well with Drew. Like I've known Drew since he was a teenager. I think he was like 18 or 19, like when I met him. Like I pointed them in his direction, sent a bunch of pictures of reference, like stuff, like, and it was like, it's this guy. Don't ever look any further. Batista also recently commented on his significant weight loss, like which you can read more about. But we're gonna talk. But we're gonna. I'm before I talk about this, I'm gonna ask these questions. What was your thoughts on on what's your thoughts on Batista being the one that being the one that Drew McIntyre got this role on this movie in the first place? And do you thank the animal for his generosity of getting Drew McIntyre to get to be on his first movie, like with him trying to find some roles in acting, but it was because that the director wanted a guy that's like a little bit more bigger than him, and that has a Scottish accent that definitely fits Drew McIntyre's description. Yeah, which but which Batista had a very genius thought of thinking of Drew, like saying like yeah, like Drew, like duh, like he could play a perfect character onto this movie, and that's how he got into this in the first. But I remember they were talking about this back in 2023, like when Drew McIntyre took a leave of absence after that year's WrestleMania, and they said like he's gonna be in this, he's gonna be opening for the Scottish Warrior, like, and is he gonna be like a big Hollywood name that transitioned into this industry from the wrestling industry, most specifically WWE, just like the likes of The Rock and Batista and John Cena? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But let's talk about more Batista news with him addresses significant weight loss. Like, and I believe on that same interview, is my stupid device. Okay, and I believe it's in that. Yep, in that same interview with Chris Van Vliet, the former WWE champion like has addressed his body transformation commit, like commenting on his recent weight loss. Batista with currently promoting his upcoming movie, The Killer's Game. The former WWE star has shown his body transformation with photos circulating showing that Batista looking notably thinner, like, and while some have shown like concern, like for Batista's health, like the animal said the animal like recently revealed that he has purposefully been trying to lose weight, like, and noting that he hasn't been his light since he was 19. Batista said, "I'm getting super trimmed. Like, this is probably the lightest I've been since I was 19 years old. Like the heaviest I've ever been was 370 pounds. Like when I start when I started Deacon, like I was about two. I mean, I was about 325 pounds throughout most of my wrestling career. I was about 290 pounds, and now I'm about 240 pounds. Like just a year like and a half just a year and a half ago for knock at the cabin, like I went up to 315 pounds, and that's when the nightmare started. Like getting that weight off has been a real challenge. The Killers game set for a September 13th release will also feature WWE's Drew McIntyre. Oh, it haven't been released yet, not until this Friday. I totally apologize on that. I thought it was already been out, like, but I guess I made a huge, ginormous mistake on that one. But make sure to get your tickets today if y'all or interested to see the movie, and if you can afford so, of course. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below, like if you like, what are your thoughts on Batista losing some weight? And he's saying that he purposely did this, which I do not doubt at all. Like it does look like that we're gonna that we're gonna be seeing a whole lot different Batista of being more skinnier rather than having muscle. Like, but let's hope that he does gain some muscle again, like to be like his animal days. And I wish he could have one more run, like in this very decade. That would be very nice and awesome. But it seemed like that probably won't be happening, especially anytime soon. And it'll always be like just a only just a dream, like on what's. But anyways, this is where next up we got an update on CM